Hi Cardinals, Ms. Everett here, coming to you from my house. Glad to be with you. Hope you're having a great day. I have an art lesson. Our lesson is entitled Cut Paper Butterfly. This lesson is primarily for second and third graders. However, I think you'll agree with me, this is a very adaptable lesson. This can be enjoyed by younger or older grades as well. So, as we get started, I wonder if you have been seeing some butterflies. I have seen some. I love to look at butterflies. I love to learn about them. I have a couple of butterfly books to share with you. When I look at these books, I really enjoy seeing the symmetry of the butterflies. One side always matches the other, doesn't it? I also love to look at the great variety of designs of the butterflies. They're not all alike. There's so many different kinds. Another thing to notice, have you ever noticed that butterflies have upper wings and they also have lower wings? Upper and lower. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but they do. Symmetry is a great word. One side matches the other. It's a math word and an art word. Here's another art principle word. The word proportion means when we compare one thing to another, perhaps the size of something to the size of something else. Let's compare the size of the butterfly body and the butterfly wings. Which is larger, body or wings? It's the wings, right? The wings are so much bigger than the body of the butterfly. That kind of proportion is really going to help our project be successful. So let's keep that in mind. The principle of proportion and also symmetry, one side matching the other. To do our project today, we need a few basic supplies. We will need scissors and glue, background paper, something to put our butterfly on, and we also need colored paper and hopefully patterned paper. Now take all the time you need to gather supplies. Before you do the gathering, before you pause the video, I want to mention some of the places I was able to look around and find old colored paper and patterned paper. You know, when we were in school, we had a big supply of construction paper. At my house, I don't have such a big supply right now of construction paper. So I'm looking around and I've got some old folders, some old files like this, and here's a big manila mailing envelope. I've already cut one thing out, but you can see how big that is. And then this was a good discovery, an old gift bag from way back at Christmas. I'm going to use all these materials to make an awesome cut paper butterfly, and so can you. Feel free to pause the video, take all the time you need to gather your materials. When you are ready, we'll begin. Here's our process. We're going to need to choose the paper for the background and for the butterfly. We'll need to be sure we're cutting for symmetry. We're going to be sure that we show both upper and lower wings. And we want to make sure that we cut some contrasting paper shapes. Now what does that mean? We need another art word, the principle of contrast. In other words, we don't want everything to blend together and be lost and unseen. We want everything to be very visible. So that's why I chose shapes that would show up on my butterfly wings. Go for contrast when you make your cut paper butterfly. Now we're ready to start. I've chosen to use a plain piece of copy paper from my computer printer. That will be the background that I'll put my butterfly on. For my butterfly wings, I think I will try this old envelope from mailing envelope. It's got a nice fold already there. If you're not using an envelope, of course you know that for symmetry cutting, you just gotta fold your paper in half, give a good crease, and you can cut for symmetry. So back to my envelope, I'll take my scissors and I'm going to cut for symmetry. I'm going to hold on to the fold side. I'm going to try to cut upper and lower wings out of the same piece. Let's see if I can do it. Let's start cutting on the fold, and then we're going to go outward. We'll cut a lower wing shape like that, and we're going to cut an upper wing shape. I hope I have enough room to go big enough for a really good looking wing. Let's see how it turned out. Well, I got my symmetry. Now, I'm not happy with my lower wings. I'm going to just change them just a little bit. I'm going to make a little curvy, jaggedy edge. Let's change one more thing. All right. Now I like that a little better. Now as you're cutting, cut any shape butterfly wings you want. That is up to you. What if you're cutting along and something happens and you come out with something like that? It's symmetrical, but it's kind of small. This could be just maybe the lower wings, and then you could cut a separate piece for your upper wings, put it together, and you might have a great looking butterfly wing. All right, so we're going to glue our butterfly onto our paper background. We don't need a ton of glue, do we? Just a little bit. We do want to try to be sure that we get our butterfly centered in the center and looking straight and even before we start doing our other parts. Now, what if your butterfly is too big and it sticks up past the border of the paper? That is absolutely fine. Nobody minds that. It may look even better. All right, now the really fun part. We're going to put contrasting colors of paper shapes onto this butterfly wing and make it look really, really good. So, in other words, we want to choose colors that are going to really show up. Now, if I chose this color paper, that shows up, but it's not maybe as exciting as it could be. So choose colors that will really show up on your color butterfly. As you're cutting out your shapes to decorate your butterfly, you may not need to fold and cut. You might find it more helpful to get maybe just two pieces, approximately the same size. This is printed on one side, that's okay. Something recycled here. And I'm going to cut, again, I'm going to cut for symmetry, but I'm cutting two separate pieces that I'm going to hold on to together. And I'm going to cut maybe an oval shape or perhaps a round shape. All right, I cut it out. I've got two symmetrical matching pieces. I can glue them right on to the butterfly in a symmetrical position. I don't want them, asymmetrical or non-symmetrical. I want them to be matching. All right, then we're just going to keep going. We're not going to just, make one shape and stick on there. We want more. So let's add some more things. You might have around some old paintings. I found an old painting and I'm going to use this I'm going to cut from here 2 symmetrical, I'm going to try to make something geometric. Maybe 2 nice big triangles. I mean 2 nice medium-sized triangles. And there we have it. I can glue my triangles onto this round piece and put one matching the other on my butterfly for total symmetry. I think it's going to look very, very good. Now I don't want to forget, I want to make the other side just perfectly symmetrical. And we're just going to keep going. We can add more big shapes, small shapes, whatever you find. As you are working, you may have some leftover scraps. Remember how in the art room we use our scraps, our leftover scraps, we collect them in boxes. Well, you can do that as well. Look at these interesting scraps I found. These are symmetrical leftover scraps. They're kind of like the negative space after something was cut out. This could look beautiful on my butterfly. This could make a great addition to the wings. You'll find good scraps to use as well. Here's one that's a little bit further along. I chose red for this butterfly. I've got some contrasting shapes, and I decided to add just a little bit of foil from my kitchen. You can tear foil, it's very easy to tear, or you can cut it and add a little bit of shiny something. Now remember that I had that great find, that old Christmas bag. I want to be sure that I cut something out of the Christmas bag and I make it symmetrical, and I might make it an oval, or I could go for maybe a half oval or a half circle, and I can add that somewhere where I think it needs a little interesting new piece. So we'll just keep going. Your cut paper butterfly is going to turn out very well, I just know. If you have a finished product and you would like to share it with me, I'd love to see it. I have my email address here, geverit@strichardschool.org. You may feel free to send any image of your products. I'd love to see them. I want to wish you a very good day, and I want to give you 2 thumbs up for your work in this unusual environment we're in. I'm so glad to be with you by way of video, and I'll visit with you again soon with another video lesson. So until then, I want to say goodbye. God bless. Have a great day. Bye.